Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin with a bold statement. You were not born to be weak. You were created to be powerful. You are not here just to survive. You are here to lead, to influence, and to change lives. But let me warn you, society does not celebrate strong women. It tries to silence them, confine them, and make them believe they are too much. But today, I have come to break that lie. Because if you recognize these 9 signs in yourself, then you are not just a woman, you are a force, a leader, and a warrior. And if you don't see them yet, then today is the day you awaken the strength inside you. So don't move, don't scroll, and don't let distractions steal this moment. Because by the time we finish, you will know beyond a doubt you are a very strong woman. You refuse to be defined by your past. A strong woman does not allow her past mistakes, failures, or struggles to dictate her future. She does not live in regret, but learns, rises, and builds from what was meant to break her. 2, you stand firm in your values when the world tries to bend you. When pressure comes to compromise, you do not waver. You stand for truth, for integrity, and for what is right, even when standing alone. 3, you are not afraid to walk alone. You are not desperate for validation. You do not beg for company. If the path to greatness requires you to walk alone for a season, you walk boldly because you know where you are going. 4, you control your emotions. They don't control you. A strong woman does not let her feelings dictate her actions. She feels deeply, but she leads wisely. She knows when to speak, when to be silent, and when to move. 5, you don't settle for less than your worth. You don't accept mediocrity. You don't lower your standards just to fit in. You know your value, and you refuse to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. 6, you lift others as you rise. A truly strong woman does not compete with others, she empowers them. She does not fear the success of others because she knows there is no limit to what God can do through her. 7, you face fear head on. Fear does not stop you. You may feel it, but you do not bow to it. You move forward despite the fear, because courage is not the absence of fear. It is victory over it. 8, you are driven by purpose, not approval. A weak woman chases applause. A strong woman follows her purpose. She knows why she was created, and she pursues her calling with unwavering focus. 9, you have faith that cannot be shaken. Above all, your strength comes not just from within, but from above. You trust in the one who created you, and you walk in the confidence that your destiny is secure. So I ask you today, do you see these signs in yourself? If you do, then rise up and walk in your strength. And if you don't yet, then this is your call to awaken the warrior within you. Because the world does not need silent, weak, or fearful women. It needs women like you, bold, wise, fearless, and unshakable. A strong woman understands that sometimes the path to greatness is a lonely one. She is not intimidated by solitude because she knows that purpose often requires separation. When she has a vision, she does not wait for the approval or companionship of others to move forward. She understands that destiny is a personal journey, and not everyone is meant to walk it with her. She refuses to compromise her calling just to fit in with the crowd. Many people fear being alone, but a strong woman embraces it as a season of growth. She knows that isolation is not a punishment, but a preparation. In moments of solitude, she finds clarity, strength, and the ability to hear her own voice above the noise of the world. She does not rely on external validation to define her worth. Instead, she draws her confidence from within, understanding that her value does not decrease simply because people fail to recognize it. She would rather walk alone in truth than be surrounded by people who do not understand her purpose. Society often pressures women to seek constant approval, to be liked, to be accepted, and to never disrupt the status quo. But a strong woman is willing to disrupt it if necessary. She is willing to take the hard road, the unfamiliar path, and the difficult journey if it means fulfilling her purpose. She does not cling to relationships that no longer serve her growth, nor does she lower her standards to keep people in her life. She does not beg for friendship, attention, or recognition. If people walk away, she lets them go, because she understands that not everyone is meant to be part of her journey. Her ability to walk alone comes from an inner strength that refuses to be dependent on others for happiness. She has learned to enjoy her own company, to sit with her thoughts, and to build herself up without waiting for someone else to do it. She is not bitter, nor is she closed off. She simply does not need constant affirmation to believe in herself. She trusts her instincts, makes decisions based on wisdom, and moves forward even when others do not understand. She knows that leaders are often misunderstood. Visionaries are often doubted. Trailblazers are often lonely. But she accepts this as part of the process. She understands that temporary loneliness is better than permanent compromise. She knows that walking alone for a season will eventually lead her to the right people, those who align with her values, support her purpose, and push her toward greatness. A strong woman does not rush to fill the empty spaces with meaningless company. She waits, she builds, she grows. She walks forward with faith, knowing that even if no one else sees the vision yet, she was created to fulfill it. A strong woman understands that emotions are powerful, but she refuses to let them dictate her actions. She knows that feelings are temporary, and reacting impulsively can lead to unnecessary consequences. Instead of allowing anger, fear, sadness, or frustration to overwhelm her, she masters the ability to process her emotions with wisdom. She does not suppress them, nor does she ignore them. She acknowledges what she feels, but she does not allow those feelings to make decisions on her behalf. When challenges arise, she does not panic or fall apart. She remains composed, knowing that emotional stability is a sign of inner strength. Life will always bring difficulties, disappointments, and unexpected trials, but a strong woman faces them with grace. She does not lash out when she is hurt, nor does she make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. She has developed the discipline to pause, reflect, and choose her responses wisely. This control over her emotions does not mean she is cold or unfeeling. On the contrary, she feels deeply, but she refuses to be controlled by negativity. She knows that anger, when unchecked, leads to regret. That fear, when allowed to dominate, leads to missed opportunities. That sadness, when not managed, can drain her purpose. Instead of allowing emotions to drive her, she channels them into something constructive. If she is frustrated, she uses that energy to push forward. If she is hurt, she learns from the experience and grows stronger. If she is afraid, she reminds herself that courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to move forward despite it. She also understands the power of emotional intelligence in relationships. She does not allow conflict to turn her into someone she is not. She does not speak out of anger, knowing that words spoken in haste can never be taken back. She listens before reacting, and she communicates with clarity rather than chaos. She refuses to let another person's emotions dictate her own. Even in difficult situations, she remains level-headed, knowing that strength is demonstrated in self-control. A strong woman recognizes that emotions are signals, not dictators. When she feels something deeply, she examines it, asks herself why, and determines the best course of action. She does not allow fear to stop her from taking risks. She does not let insecurity prevent her from stepping into new opportunities. She does not permit past pain to make her bitter. Instead, she masters herself, knowing that true strength is the ability to remain steady in a world full of emotional turbulence. A strong woman understands her value, and because of this, she refuses to settle for anything that does not align with her worth. She does not accept mediocrity in her relationships, her career, or her life. She knows that settling for less is a betrayal of her own potential, so she chooses to stand firm in her standards, even when it means waiting longer, working harder, or walking away from situations that do not serve her growth. She is not desperate for approval, validation, or companionship. She does not accept disrespect just to keep the peace. She does not lower her standards just to fit in or to be liked. She has taken the time to develop herself, to invest in her skills, to build her character, and to cultivate her purpose, so she refuses to allow anything or anyone to diminish that work. She would rather be alone than be with people who do not see her value. She would rather take the hard road to success than accept shortcuts that compromise her integrity. She would rather pursue excellence than live a life of mediocrity just because it is easier. This mindset extends to every area of her life. In relationships, she does not tolerate dishonesty, disrespect, or manipulation. She does not beg for love, nor does she chase people who show her she is not a priority. She understands that love should be mutual, healthy, and uplifting, not something that drains her spirit. She does not stay in toxic relationships out of fear of being alone. Instead, she chooses to be with those who respect, cherish, and uplift her. In her career, she does not settle for roles that do not challenge or fulfill her. She does not remain in environments that limit her growth out of fear of change. She knows her capabilities, and she is willing to push beyond her comfort zone to achieve the success she deserves. She does not wait for opportunities to be handed to her. She creates them. She does not accept being overlooked. She ensures that her hard work speaks for itself. She is not afraid to demand the salary, position, or recognition she has worked for, because she knows her contributions are valuable. She also refuses to settle in the way she treats herself. She does not neglect her own well-being, dreams, or happiness for the sake of others. She prioritizes self-care, knowing that she cannot pour from an empty cup. She sets boundaries to protect her time, energy, and peace. She does not allow guilt to force her into situations that drain her. She understands that saying no is a form of self-respect. A strong woman does not settle because she understands that her life is meant for greatness. She knows that compromising her worth for the sake of convenience will only lead to regret. So, she waits, she works, and she walks boldly, knowing that what is truly meant for her will align with her value, her purpose, and her standards. A strong woman understands that true strength is not just about personal success, but about empowering others along the way. She does not see life as a competition where only one person can win. Instead, she sees it as an opportunity to uplift those around her. She knows that her greatness is not diminished by helping others succeed. In fact, it is amplified. She is secure enough in herself to celebrate the victories of others because she recognizes that there is enough space for everyone to thrive. She does not hoard knowledge, wisdom, or opportunities. When she learns something valuable, she shares it. When she reaches a higher level in her career, she opens doors for others. When she discovers ways to grow, she brings others along with her. She does not fear that someone else's success will overshadow her own. Instead, she understands that a rising tide lifts all boats. She finds joy in seeing others step into their potential, knowing that leadership is not about being above people, but about raising them up. Her strength is evident in the way she mentors, encourages, and supports. She is not intimidated by the success of other women. She applauds it. She does not engage in jealousy, gossip, or competition. Instead, she extends a hand, offering guidance and inspiration. She understands that tearing others down does not make her stronger, but building them up does. She sees the potential in others, even when they do not see it in themselves, and she speaks life into them. She pushes them to believe in their dreams, just as she believed in hers. In friendship, she is a source of encouragement. She does not allow those around her to remain stagnant. She challenges them to aim higher, think bigger, and strive for more. She is not just a listener, she is a motivator. When those around her feel discouraged, she reminds them of their strength. When they feel like giving up, she speaks words of faith and resilience. She refuses to let the people she loves settle for less than their potential. In the workplace, she is not afraid to share credit. She recognizes the efforts of others and acknowledges their contributions. She does not need to dim someone else's light for her own to shine. She lifts others up, knowing that true leadership is not about power, it is about service. She uses her influence to create opportunities, knowing that success is more meaningful when it is shared. Even in her family and community, she is a pillar of strength. She teaches, nurtures, and empowers. She invests in the next generation, ensuring that the wisdom she has gained does not end with her. She does not hold back out of fear that others will surpass her. Instead, she desires to see others exceed even what she has accomplished. A strong woman understands that lifting others is not a weakness. It is the ultimate display of power. She rises, not alone, but with those she has empowered along the way. A strong woman understands that fear is inevitable, but she refuses to let it control her. She does not allow fear to dictate her decisions, limit her potential, or stop her from pursuing her purpose. She knows that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward despite it. Every great achievement, every bold step, and every breakthrough requires walking through fear. She embraces this truth and refuses to be held captive by uncertainty or doubt. She has learned that fear often disguises itself as excuses, hesitation, and self-doubt. It whispers reasons why she should stay where she is, why she should not take risks, why she should settle for less. But she has trained herself to recognize these voices for what they are, barriers meant to keep her from becoming who she was created to be. She does not allow fear to paralyze her. Instead, she uses it as fuel. The very things that scare her the most are often the things she knows she must do. When fear tells her she is not qualified, she steps up and proves that she is. When fear tells her she might fail, she takes the risk anyway, because she knows that failure is only a lesson, not the end. When fear tries to convince her that she is not strong enough, she pushes forward and proves that she is more powerful than she ever imagined. She understands that fear thrives in inaction, and the only way to silence it is to take bold steps forward. She does not let fear of rejection stop her from speaking up. She does not let fear of judgment keep her from living authentically. She does not let fear of failure keep her from trying. She refuses to shrink herself to make others comfortable. She knows that being bold, taking risks, and stepping into her full potential may intimidate some people, but she does not let that stop her. She understands that growth is on the other side of fear. She knows that everything she dreams of, success, impact, fulfillment, is waiting for her, but only if she is willing to push past her fears. She does not allow the opinions of others to hold her back. She refuses to live a life of regret because she was too afraid to step out of her comfort zone. A strong woman faces fear head on because she understands that she was not created to live small. She was meant to thrive, to lead, to make a difference. She knows that fear will always try to stand in her way, but she refuses to bow to it. Instead, she stands tall, takes a deep breath, and moves forward because she knows that fear has no power over a woman who chooses to rise. A strong woman does not live for the applause of others. She lives for her purpose. She understands that seeking validation from people is a never-ending trap that leads to compromise, insecurity, and exhaustion. Instead of shaping her life around what others expect, she builds her life around what she was created to do. She does not chase approval because she knows that people's opinions are temporary, but purpose is eternal. She has learned that when she follows her purpose, not everyone will understand. Some will question her. Others will criticize her, and many will try to discourage her. But she does not let their voices shake her confidence. She knows that pleasing people is not her mission. Fulfilling her purpose is. She refuses to adjust her dreams to fit someone else's comfort. She refuses to shrink her vision so that others will accept her. She refuses to be controlled by the fear of what people might say. A strong woman does not wait for permission to walk in her calling. She does not need constant reassurance to know she is on the right path. She listens to the voice within her, the deep knowing that she was created for something greater. She does not compare her journey to others because she understands that purpose is unique. She does not envy someone else's success because she is focused on her own assignment. She stays in her lane, moving forward with confidence and clarity. She is willing to make bold decisions even when others do not approve. She is willing to stand alone if it means standing in truth. She is willing to disappoint people if it means staying true to herself. She knows that living for approval is a losing game because no matter what she does, there will always be someone who disapproves. But purpose gives her direction, stability, and fulfillment. She also understands that living for approval weakens her power. If she allows people's opinions to control her, she will never have control over her own life. She refuses to give that power away. She does not let social pressures dictate her choices. She does not change her values to fit in. She does not chase popularity because she knows that success is not measured by how many people like her, but by how many lives she impacts. Her confidence comes from knowing that she is walking in alignment with her purpose. She is not easily shaken by criticism. She is not discouraged by rejection. She understands that not everyone will support her, and that is okay. She keeps moving forward, not because people approve of her, but because she is called to something greater. Her life is not about pleasing people. It is about making a difference. A truly strong woman is not defined by external achievements, status, or the approval of others. She is defined by the depth of her character, the power of her resilience, and the unwavering commitment to her purpose. She stands firm in who she is, refusing to let fear, doubt, or society's expectations dictate her path. She does not settle for less than she deserves, nor does she wait for permission to step into her greatness. She understands that strength is not about dominance, but about discipline, wisdom, and the ability to rise above challenges with grace. She is not afraid to walk alone if necessary because she knows her journey is unique. She controls her emotions instead of allowing them to control her. Responding to life's trials with wisdom and clarity, she refuses to settle, knowing that her value is non-negotiable. She lifts others as she rises, understanding that real power is in empowerment, not competition. She faces fear head-on, refusing to let uncertainty paralyze her. And above all, she is driven by purpose, not approval, because she knows that the world does not determine her worth. She does. If you see these qualities in yourself, know that you are stronger than you realize. If you are still growing in these areas, take heart. Strength is built over time through the choices you make every day. Do not shrink. Do not settle. Do not let fear silence you. You were made to walk in power, dignity, and purpose. Stand firm, step boldly, and embrace the incredible woman you were always meant to be. Because the world does not need more women who conform. It needs more women who rise.